So I recently sold a property for a client that they had inherited. Now, prior to the fix-up, the property was actually appraised by a local appraiser for $1,080,000. Now, my seller opted to fix up the property rather than sell it as is. So we went over the 5 things we're actually going to discuss today that netted them $250,000 more money than selling it as is. Now, they did spend nearly about $60,000 in fixing it up, but in addressing the 5 things, we ended up selling the property for $1,390,000. So obviously today I'll share the top 5 things that could be hurting your home's value, and you may want to stick around because number 5 could hurt the most. So before we dive in, I'm Harold Powell from Ventura, California, and I've been helping families buy and sell in Ventura County for nearly 4 decades, and I've seen obviously crashes and booms and pretty much everything in between. So what I'll share with you today comes from real deals, real wins, and real mistakes. So if this is kind of the information you're looking for, then I suggest actually hitting the subscribe, like, and bell icon to be notified of future content. All right, so let's get on with mistake number 1, which is poor curb appeal. Now, curb appeal is important since it's going to be the first impression potential buyers will see. So keep in mind, buyers are buying your features of your home, so don't hide the home behind plants and trees. In fact, the goal is to showcase the outside features of your home, so make sure you trim the bushes and trees back from the house. Obviously, edge and mow the lawn, and consider adding some fresh mulch, plant some colorful flowers, and add a few potted plants to add some color. But you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to bring in new trees and bushes or pavers to sell your home. The second issue is the exterior paint of a house. It plays a powerful role in attracting buyers and influencing offers. So it is one of the first things people and buyers will see that sets the tone for the buyer's first impressions before they even walk through the house. So that being said, if the paint is peeling, faded, or outdated, then it's time to have the exterior painted. A fresh, well-chosen paint job actually makes the home look well-maintained, inviting, and move-in ready. So this will also help the home stand out in a field of listing inventory. So according to real estate data, the exterior painting can often return and on investment can be anywhere from 55 to 100%, depending on market conditions. So as far as recommended colors, choose neutral classic colors for broad appeal, such as warm whites, the greige, slate blues, charcoal, and or soft green. Lastly, often a pressure wash for the outside of the house and the walkways and driveway areas is really all you need to do to the exterior to finish off the curb appeal. On to mistake number 2, failing to declutter and deep clean. So my declutter motto is clutter eats your equity. And decluttering and deep clean a property can significantly affect its sale price, and often more than many sellers realize. The reality is that these 2 tasks are probably one of the least expensive things to do to get your home ready for sale. It's estimated that decluttering and deep cleaning can add or affect the final sales price as much as 3 to 5%. So let's address the 4 reasons why it does make a difference. Number 1 is it creates the perception of more space. When you have less stuff in the space, it appears bigger, and the buyer's perception is everything. So in this case, if your home is 3,000 square feet, and if it's too full, it can look like or feel like 2,500 square feet. And we would like it to feel like 3,500 square feet. So when buyers are comparing homes, they are basing their decision again on how the space feels. Number 2, a sparkling clean home feels well maintained and move-in ready. Buyers often equate cleanliness with the overall quality of the home, even if the home is older or less updated. So deep cleaning boosts the visual appeal, creates emotional impact, eliminates buyers' objections, and enhances market value. So number 3, it helps listing photos stand out. Obviously, clean homes photograph better and stand out online as well. So number 4 is buyers can actually better imagine themselves in a home. One of the home selling mantras is, if it smells, it will be harder to sell. And a fresh smelling home just reinforces the visual appeal from staging and cleaning efforts. So helping buyers feel confident in the home's condition at the end of the day. So subtle scents like fresh linen, citrus, and light vanilla can make the space feel clean, calm, and ready to move in. Needless to say, making your home look and smell clean is exactly what we want the buyers to experience. So aside from the cleaning the kitchen, bathrooms, flooring, and windows, the pro tip is, if you have tile counters and or floors, cleaning the grout will give your kitchen and floors a real facelift to return that original shine. So let's just go on to my tips for decluttering. Number 1, go room by room, starting with the most visible areas, the living room, kitchen, and primary bedroom. And obviously set a realistic schedule. Don't try to do it all in one day. The second thing is sort items into 4 categories. Number 1, keep whatever qualifies as essential or minimal decor. Number 2 is donate items that you are no longer needing. Number 3 is sell items of value that you don't want to move, like furniture. And the last one is trash or throw away any broken or outdated items. Next on the list is remove personal items, take down family photos, trophies, kids' artwork, and personalized decor. Really, the goal is to make the space feel neutral, so buyers can imagine themselves living in your property. Next on the list is clear the surfaces, keep the countertops and tables and shelves mostly bare. A few tasteful accents are okay, like a vase or a candle, that sort of thing. And in the kitchen, remove most of the appliances, utensils, and magnets from the fridge. Next, organize your closets and storage areas. And buyers often peek inside closets, so if they are stuffed, it signals that there's a lack of storage. So it's best to aim for about 25% to 40% open space in each closet or cabinet if possible. Next is declutter bedrooms and bathrooms. Minimize items on nightstands and dressers. In the bathrooms, tuck away most of the toiletries, leave only clean towels, soap, and a candle, or just a plant. Last point is just simplify the decor. Just remove any excess furniture or oversized pieces to make the room feel bigger. The other aspect is furniture placement. You never want to block any doors or windows or even fireplaces. Buyers are looking at the features of the home. They're not buying the furniture. So placement does help showcase your home. All right, so we are now moving on to mistake number 3, failing to deal with flooring issues, which unfortunately makes the home look neglected. Flooring issues such as stains, odors, wear patterns, or outdated colors, or even shag styles often cause the buyer to wonder, what else has not been cared for or maintained? So even if the layout is great, bad carpet makes the space feel unclean and harder to picture living in. So the bottom line is the buyer's perception will determine value, or just how much a buyer is willing to pay for the property. Now, a good thorough cleaning should always be your first option to consider before replacing floor. The second option for some properties is to remove the tired carpet if you have nice hardwood floors under that old tired carpet. Now, if that isn't an option and you have flooring issues that can't be remedied with a good cleaning, well, then it's probably a good idea to replace it. Now, the type of flooring you choose will largely be determined by what you would typically see in your neighborhood. So for homes below the median sale price, I would typically advise getting a neutral builder grade carpet for the bedrooms and a wood laminate for the higher trafficked areas such as the hallways, kitchen, entry, and living room areas. So for properties that are well above the median, you will still choose a neutral tone, but you may have to choose a higher quality based on the neighborhood. My pro tip for flooring is run the same flooring throughout the whole house so that it makes the space look larger. Otherwise, every time you have a different flooring surface in a connecting but different room, such as let's say a kitchen to a family room or a living room area, it creates a break in the flow. And every time you create a break in the flow, it actually causes the space to seem more chopped up and consequently feel smaller, which is not the desired effect. So ideally, keep the same flooring surfaces in the areas flowing from your kitchen to family room, living room, and hallways. It'll definitely improve the overall feel of the home. So let's move on to mistake number 4, failing to neutralize interior paint colors. Now, I would say many sellers often overlook this issue, but case in point is I actually had a situation where I had a seller have a home on the market with another agency and it didn't sell. I discovered that one of the problems was the brown tones on the walls, and it was found in the living room and family room. That actually created a very dark setting that absorbed the light. So by painting the interior walls a warm white, I was able to improve the online photos and the in-person buyer experience to make the space feel brighter and, bottom line, got the property sold. Now, on the other hand, bold or trendy colors often appeal to a niche audience, and you got to remember the goal in selling a home is to appeal to as wide of an audience as possible. So the benefit of neutralizing your walls is that it helps the buyers focus on themselves in the home rather than trying to ignore someone else's taste. So if they can't picture themselves living there, then you reduce your chances of selling and likely having to reduce your sale price. So really my point is that deep or saturated colors can absorb light and make the rooms feel smaller and darker. At the same time, neutral shades such as your soft whites, light greige, and warm beige actually help reflect the light and make the space feel larger, brighter, and more open. Now, for more on this, I suggest watching my video on the magic of paint, how to boost your home's value by thousands. I actually do a deeper dive on the financial effects of paint and the color choices. Let's go on to the last mistake, number 5, not addressing a tired kitchen or bathroom. Now, the first thing I'll tell you is that not to do a total kitchen and bathroom remodel to get your home on the market. The only time really to consider a kitchen or bathroom remodel is if it's something you want to do to enjoy your home while living there. Otherwise, you will not get all your money back when selling. So, what's important to understand is that really your kitchen does have what we call functional value, meaning it serves as a place to store dishes, plates, bowls, and other kitchen items. Now, the real question is, can we do anything aesthetically really to enhance the look and the appeal without starting from scratch? So the answer to that is yes. There are some things you can do, such as paint the cabinets a nice neutral color, change out the old plumbing fixtures that may have had hard water deposits, update the hardware on the cabinets that complements the appliances and the cabinet style. So you may be able to do a facelift on a tired kitchen for maybe as little as $2,000, but it actually add maybe $15,000 to $25,000 in perceived buyer value. So here's a quick example of my client's dated kitchen cabinets before updates and the after paint and hardware updates after we got done. So here we didn't even need to change the countertops while significantly improving the buyer perceived value. So heading over to the bathroom, the first issue is just making sure it's clean and it sparkles. Now, if your bathroom tub and shower tile is looking dated or tired, you most likely don't need to replace it, but you may be able to reglaze the tub or shower maybe for less than $500. So the reglazing a tub, also known as tub refinishing or resurfacing, is the process of restoring an old, worn, or stained tub and making it look like new without replacing it. The result is a shiny, smooth, white finish that mimics a brand new tub. The benefit of reglazing really is that you can actually change the surface color, let's say of a dated pink tub or an avocado tile, to a modern off-white color. so the end product looks like a brand new shower or tub install after it's been reglazed. So this process can also be used on sinks and bathroom countertops. Now, as far as cabinets, often paint and updated hardware will do wonders for the overall look. And after that, it's just looking at the lighting fixtures, plumbing fixtures, and possibly a new mirror if that's looking tired. Then lastly, if you have dated flooring, wallpaper, or paint, then you'll probably benefit from having those items updated to complement your other updates. And since modern clean bathrooms are really one of the top 3 selling points for the buyer, it's often worth a refresh for selling. All right, I hope you enjoyed my top 5 things that help many of my sellers net more money rather than reduce or hurt the home value. So if so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks.